Now, this is a sad phenomenon that many people have experienced. I've experienced it in my garden. I'll go out, I'll find a dead kingfisher or a dead bronze cuckoo at the base of a window where it's clearly hit the window, thinking it can fly through the window, either into the reflected bush that it can see or through to another window and out to the bush on the other side. I read just recently that there's a statistic which just absolutely baffled me. In the United States, it's thought that up to 1 billion birds a year, that's 1 billion birds a year, hit windows right across the United States. When you have that sort of carnage in birds, people then ask questions, well, what can you do about it? And of course, there are some things we can do. If you have a window that's often hit, clearly, putting up an awning during the day, putting up shutters during the day can have an effect. The other thing we're discovering is that there's an effect where birds, if they see vertical or horizontal lines, will react differently to a window. Horizontal lines apparently don't work nearly as well as vertical lines. So if you put fine vertical lines with tape or something down a window, that can affect a bird's perception of the fact that it can fly through. It's critical that the lines are a certain distance apart. Too wide and the birds think they can fly through them, and the colour of the lines can matter. And I was reading some fascinating research that's being done in the United States where they're looking at putting lines into the glass that actually gets installed in buildings and lines that are invisible to the human eye. So in fact, the birds will be able to see the pattern, the grid pattern on the glass, but the human eye won't be able to see it. So that's an interesting thing, and hopefully that research will lead to some more successful and cheaper options in terms of replacing glass in windows. Of course, the other thing to remember too is that not all birds that hit windows die. Often they'll hit the window and just be stunned. And they may be stunned for a few minutes or for an hour or two. If they haven't been injured, the best thing you can do is pick up a stunned bird, put it into a quiet place, into a box where it's kept in the dark. I've done this a number of times, and then you open the box an hour later and the bird just flies out after it's over the shock of hitting the window. So if it hasn't been injured, and it's hard to tell when you first find it, just pop it in a box anyway, open the box a little later, see if it comes out. Sometimes that's successful. You've protected it from being taken by a predator when it was lying prone on the ground, and you can save the bird's life just by keeping it protected for a short time. So there's a number of things you can do when you find this problem, but it is a serious problem, and we do need to look at carefully in terms of designing our houses and gardens to try and reduce the mortality that occurs to birds hitting windows.